Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling. And man, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to hang out with me a little bit. And guys, today, in light of all of the cheating scandals that we've seen over the past year or two in professional fishing, I want to go over today some of the top techniques and the top ways that these guys have figured out how to cheat in bass tournaments, because some of them are really sort of evil geniuses. So I've got 5 or 6 of them here that, I found out how they've done it over the years, or it's been released. So we're going to go over that in today's video. And first, there's a difference between breaking a rule in a bass tournament and cheating in a bass tournament. They're not the same. A lot of people try to make them the same and equate it, but breaking a rule in a tournament, which you can classify as cheating because you broke a rule, but it's not cheating, it's breaking a rule, is when you have an honest oversight. You forget about something, you overlook something, it just didn't cross your mind, or you didn't realize that you were doing something wrong. Breaking a rule is simply that. It's just an oversight, an honest mistake on an angler's part, which happens all the time. But cheating is a different animal. Cheating is where you maliciously and intentionally and premeditatedly try to do something to influence the outcome of a tournament in an illegal manner. So there is a difference between that. So we're going to go over some of the top ways that these dudes have figured out how to cheat in tournaments today. Also, guys, for get started, thank you very much for everybody who's taking time to hit that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. Really appreciate that. It's a good, free, and easy way to support the channel if you want to try it. And also, guys, thank you very much for everybody that's been going into the links I put in every video description, using my Tackle Warehouse link, getting you a Fish the Moment Lake Map breakdown, my glasses, jigs, everything. If you guys are one of the people that support the channel by using those links, thank you very much for me and my family. We really appreciate that. Okay, got 6 or 7 of the things that guys down here wrote down that I know that they have done this. So they've either admitted it or they got caught or something like that. So we'll go over each one of them individually. First of all, it's like one of the things that amazes me about guys that have cheated in bass tournaments is how ingenious they are. And it's sort of like people that escape from prison. You've seen some of these prison movies where these guys formulate this elaborate escape plans to get out. So just because somebody cheats or is in prison doesn't not mean they're sort of this evil genius to figure stuff out. Because I'm telling you right now, it's like if you wanted to, it's like anybody out there, if you wanted to spend like a year formulating the perfect plan on how to cheat in a tournament, you could probably do it, and you could probably get away with it. And one of the ways that these guys have constantly got caught cheating is just out of greed. They do it all the time. A lot of these dudes here that I'm talking about that have gotten caught cheating, if they would have just done it like one time, they probably would have got away with it. But usually it's the greed that catches up with them eventually and gets them caught. Okay, the first way, and probably the most common way that people cheat, is by basically catching fish and putting them in a box or a cage or something like that, hiding it somewhere, and then getting the fish out of it the day of the tournament. Now, a lot of these people sometimes, like this one famous cheater that, got disqualified from the FLW tours, he was actually taking fish like from a different lake. Like they'd go to a lake that was really tough, and him and a buddy or him and whoever, they'd go to some pond or, some lake that had some big fish in it, catch the fish, transport them to the lake where they were going to, and figure out some type of a box to put them in. And the boxes they've caught them in every type of box. Homemade boxes, the tubs and everything. There's just a wide range of different box apparatus that people have gotten caught with. And a lot of these people have gotten caught because other anglers have found the boxes while they were fishing. So this is probably the most common, the most basic way that people have cheated in tournaments, especially over the past couple of years, and have gotten caught as a result. And a lot of times, you can see that because maybe the fins or the nose is, scarred up on the fish. And sometimes the fish looks different. Say, for example, if you catch a fish out of a body water that's got like black tannic acid water, it's going to be a darker black type bass fish. It's going to look darker. And if you take it to a lake like Grand Lake in Oklahoma, that fish is not going to look like that. So the colorations have a big influence there. Okay, the next one, guys, another common one is snagging. This is more common during the springtime of the year. Snagging is something that has went on forever in bass tournaments, especially buddy tournaments, where, you know, these guys will, you know, see a big fish on the bed that has no intention of biting or doesn't show any interest whatsoever in their lure, and they'll throw a treble hook out there and snag the thing. Bass that get caught snagged in a tournament are very, very susceptible to getting caught because there's usually some type of a obvious wound from the treble hooks in there. That's one way that they do it. Another way they do it is, you've seen this quite a bit, some, you know, with the notorious cheaters that got caught, those walleye guys, but it's happened in bass tournaments too, is where they put lead weights down the fish to get them to weigh heavier. This, to me, is probably one of the most stupid ways that anybody has ever figured out to cheat, because number one, it's going to kill the fish. Number two, you have the evidence right there in the fish. And number three, it's usually obvious that the fish have got lead weights in them. So the lead weight cheating, you know, technique that people have used is probably one of the most lowest intelligence ways that people have ever figured out to cheat. Nevertheless, you hear people doing it all the time, especially in like the big bass tournaments. You hear that. Another way, guys, people have gotten caught cheating is they take, say, for example, there's two stumps in the water. They're like 10 foot across. And this happened here in Missouri about 20 years ago. Some dude got caught cheating doing this. They'll take like some braided line, or like a 50-pound braided line, and they'll string it between two stumps. And then they'll take a fish, you know, like a 4 or 5 pound fish, and they run that line through either the gill area, or they make some type of a hole where that fish is connected by the rope. And so this fish is like, can swim back and forth across this rope. And then whoever put it out there knows that there's two stumps and there's this rope across it. So they'll cast a crankbait or something over on, you know, the rope. They get hung up on the rope. It slides down the rope. And when they feel it hit the fish, they set the hook. And then it breaks the line on there, or just gets caught up, and they go over there and they've caught the fish. Basically, they got snagged by the treble hook or something on the crankbait of this fish that was, the rope was in between there. Okay, another way, common way that I've heard people getting caught is they've created a fake live well. In other words, you know, when we go through boat check, you know, they'll check you for fish and all that type of stuff. You know, have open live wells. There's some guys that have gotten caught that actually built a secondary hidden live well in the boat, like underneath the seats or something like that. And then when they get to their fishing spot or something, they get the fish out of the hidden live well and put it in their regular live well. This is something that probably took a lot of effort. And actually, this is one of those things that probably would be very hard, you know, to get caught doing. I mean, I've heard some guys have like a trap door even, where they just open it up and they swim back into the main live well. So that's sort of a complicated, but nevertheless, that's something that's happened quite a bit. And then finally, guys, shocking. Just, you know, putting some electric probes in the water and shocking them just like the conservation departments do, dipping the bass up and putting them in the live well. That's the other way that I've heard. And I'm sure there's others out there that I don't know about. That's just the ones that I've heard as far as the techniques go. But anyway, I just thought you guys might like to know that. It's been on the news a lot lately as far as that type of stuff for the last couple of years. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and shoot me some comments. We'll talk later.